Hi everyone, it's Dulles Kiwi Scrapper from New Zealand again, and back to share part 2 of this swap package with Donna Dreams X3 here on YouTube. And part 1 I opened the package which had the actual swap items in, and at the end of the video, part 1, I did start to show you these. So this is the button fairy here, or the first button fairy rather. Isn't she gorgeous? And she's got some bits of a doily and lace trim around here and the little bling in her hair there. And there's the tail bit with the buttons. And on the back she's just written her YouTube name and her normal name. Normal name, isn't that funny? Okay, so here's the second one. Actually, probably better to take you down to zoom in on them really, rather than see if I can do this properly. Yeah. And this little girl here, she's put some wings on her and trimmed them up with lilac bling. Very pretty. So it's all pink and cream and lilac. And we've got roses around here, and this is, she's put, I think that might be a continuation of the wings. Yes, it is, yes. And she's put on the back here a little lovely little chicken, which is said made by Donna. And a little skirt down there, trimmed with bling, with that that bling that sort of reflects the light. Okay, so that's lovely. I'm going to pop those over there. And okay, now this is the, from the first package there's all these. Oops, something's happened to my, I think I put the package on top of it and it switched off. Yes, I stuck the package, the second package is so heavy. And look, she sent some ribbon trims here. And the price on them, it says $1.99, which should probably be about $2.30 here, I guess, $2.50 maybe. I mean, when we buy reels like this, they're not priced at less than $5.99. So, and a lot of them are more than that. Oh, this is pretty. It's one of those little satin ribbons with the loops on the side. And there's another one with the pink. These are lovely to use for projects, you know, for when you hang them, and just for tails coming off things. That's pretty. Pretty pale blue and a white. That's lovely, isn't it? And this one has got little butterflies and flowers on it, and little bits of glitz there. Sparkle. Thank you so much, Donna. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, now the second package, which I've just cut the top off, is really heavy. And this is the one she said is full of goodies. So, wow. I'm just going to put my hand in here and feel my way around. Oh, look, that's lovely. That's a large hand-rolled rose. It's one of those lovely flat ones that are great for, you know, albums and things like that. That's pretty. Not sure what fabric that is. It's not a satin, but it's quite a fine fabric. Now let's have a look what else is here. Oh, I'm pulling out something with a wire on by the look of it. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm just trying to work out which way this goes. I think it goes that way. Oh, yes it is. Yes, I know what it is. It's an altered spool. And it's a big spool. Wow, that's way bigger than the ones we get here, and it feels like it. Yeah, it's wood, so it might be a vintage spool. It looks like a vintage spool. Donna, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Yeah, I think it might be. Isn't that pretty? And she's got a wire. It feels like wire hanger, and pretty. All these lovely flowers at the top. The one with a little pearl in it. And coming around here, we've got this stuff. It's really does sparkle, doesn't it? I've seen it for sale, and I've wondered about it. I've never bought it, but it really does give off a sparkle. And little loops of pearls here. Lovely little frill around here, satin ribbon, a little lacy skirt with white and silver scallops, and we've got a doily down the bottom here, and like a little skirt, sort of a double layer, and then we've got this lovely little kind of like, hold on, it's almost like a button fairy, you know, where you have little tails on them. Isn't that pretty? Oh, Donna, thank you so much. I know where I'm going to hang that. Oh, how lovely. Beautiful minds inspire others. Oh, it's the card. Oh wow, she says, Jules, thank you so much for doing this swap with me. I hope you like what I have created for you. Talk to you soon. Hugs always, Donna. Isn't that so sweet? And as per usual with me, and I apologise to Donna in a private message, I forgot to put the card in. I hadn't made my own card, but I bought a little card to pop into the thing, and I filled it out and wrote on it. And then when I packaged up the parcel and sealed it all, I lifted it up, you know, to take it out my way to work, and there was the card sitting underneath it on the table. And I have done that so many times. So when I sent the challenges off, I made sure that I put the things in there. Another little handmade flower. And this is interesting. This is kind of like it's almost got a rubbery feel to it. Sort of a lacy thing, but it's kind of like rubbery. I think I've seen that kind of fabric before, but I don't know where. That's interesting, isn't it? And we've got another package here, all done up nicely, little mason jar. They're lovely. I actually use those as templates so that I can make my own, because you can't actually, I've never seen them here in New Zealand to buy. A little bow on it. That's got the clip on it. That's neat. A little package here. Okay, Donna, are you a nurse? Because I recognise these bags from the hospital I work at. Yes, I'm not going to tell people what they're for, but I do recognise them. So either Donna's a nurse or she's had contact with a hospital or something. Or maybe I don't know, maybe they sell them in shops over in the States. And here's another lot of rolled roses in neutral colours, which is always handy. They're sort of like done in the... These ones are sort of done in the jersey type fabric. And these ones are done in a more natural... Might be the same, I'm not sure. It's got a different weave in it, more natural fabric. Sorry for the glare on that one. Oh, these are pretty. Donna, do you crochet? We've got music on the back of it. Actually, I'll have to... Hold on, I'll pan out again. That's a bit better. Music on the back. And these lovely little crochet flowers. I've got my dogs in the lounge and they've suddenly realised I'm not coming back in. So they're barking. They just bark for nothing. It's the bigger one. Not the oldest, he's the youngest. The golden retriever. But he starts the others off. Isn't that pretty? It's like a tassel. Well, it's like a tassel you sort of tie onto something. Now how clever is that? Because I know how to make these things, but I never would have thought of doing something like that with them. That's pretty clever. And here we've got an array of... Yes, she obviously does crochet. That's something I've always wanted to be able to do. And never... I can knit beautifully. I can knit quite fancily, but I can't knit... I can't crochet. Isn't that funny? That's lovely. A little double flower there, and we've got a little tiny one here. Isn't that cute? And a medium size. And here we've got one of those nice heart ones that I've seen people showing. What's this one here? Oh, this is a different kind of crochet one. It's got little loops in it. Isn't that pretty? That's almost like a knitted one. I wonder if it is knitted. That could be knitted actually, I think. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. She'll tell me. And last but not least, a little butterfly one. Isn't that sweet? They're really lovely. Thank you, Donna, so much. I'll pop those back in the bag, otherwise I might lose them. Well, I won't lose them, but if something drops on the floor here, the cats get it and it never sees the light of day again. It just disappears beneath furniture, I think. Okay, and here's another package with oh, okay, got some more of the crochet things here. I'm just mindful of the time, so I don't want to go into a part 3 because it takes hours to load up when they're 16 minutes long. So these are the same, but they're just done in a plain white, and they've got the different the same trim but in different colour. So with little flat back pearls in. So I think they might be sliders, and she puts them on herself. It's a nice little tassel, isn't it? Clever. And I suppose you could make those with ribbons if you thought about it. Right. Another little flower there. It's made of that same fabric. It's very fine. It's not a silk or a satin, but it's a very fine fabric. I haven't seen that fabric before. And oh, look at this. This is fun. It's got that same rubbery, lacy stuff on it. Sort of got a rubber feel to it. I wish I could remember what that reminds me of. And it's got an artificial flower here that she's arranged into another little flower with some more of that stuff here and a pink button. That's nice. And oh my goodness, I think I am going to have to go to a part 2 because there's just so much in here. Good gracious me. So much. Oops. What do we think? I think that's that. And I think this little card here belongs to this. Doesn't she package these prettily? Makes me feel ashamed of how I package stuff. When I'm in a rush, and I usually am, you know, it's actually quite difficult having 3 dogs. The 2 older ones are very quiet, and they would come into the craft room with me, and they'd sit with me, and they'd do anything. But the younger one, the golden retriever, who's obviously the biggest one, at 2 years old, he's still very puppy-like, and he's bouncy, and he's into everything. I'm just starting to now give him the freedom of the house, but he does abuse it sometimes. So I would not let him into my craft room. Not now. Maybe he'd have to be 5 years old. So he does take up a lot of time and a lot of watching, because if I put him outside into the backyard, which is fully fenced, he barks. He barks for attention. And then, you know, I don't want to annoy the neighbours. If I shut him in a room inside the house, after a while he'll start barking as well. They're pretty. They're kind of like a very, very soft toweling. They're probably not toweling, but it's something sort of similar. Put those back in that. No, these nice little envelopes she makes there, and she pops them over and puts that bit on there, which is lovely. Once I'm retired, in about 6 years now, I think, because I'm going to have to work a lot longer now to get our mortgage paid off, unless David finds work. But once I'm retired, I'll be able to have the time to actually pay attention to things. These are crochet again, little heart, but they're done in much finer fabric. Probably the same things. That's a butterfly, that one. Probably the same as the thicker ones done in wool, but these are done in a very fine fabric. And I think I'll be able to use some of these on an album I'm working on at the moment. Oh, something down the bottom there. Okay, so what she's done is she's done exactly the same in the finer ones as she did with the set, the white and the oops, and the 2 white sets. She's made a little tassel here. That's clever. So it's good when you get things like this, because it gives you ideas. And here we've got 2 packages. I'm just going to go until this stops, till I get near 16, and then I'll stop it, and we will have to go into a part 3. Because if somebody takes all the effort of doing something like this for you, I don't believe that you should rush it like crazy. So one of them will probably have to upload tomorrow. This one will probably go overnight, because the other one's only 16% uploaded, part 1. When I'm doing this. Here we've got another set, and these are in a slightly darker tone, and I'll probably be able to use these as well on my, yeah, it's a whole set, just like the other one, on this album I'm working on. And I'm hoping to get the album up within the next few days, because if we have to cut off the internet and everything else, you know, I want to have shown it before I have to do that. And here we've got another set, and this is done in the whites, or it's a creamy white actually, and I'm sure I can use these on my album as well. That's lovely. A little heart, tassel. Thank you so much. She obviously does do a lot of crocheting. And I think it's so pretty the way she's got these. With the little bling trim and the little square. Okay, I'm on to 15.5 minutes, so what can I show next? Okay, I'll show this. That's what came to a thing. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Isn't that lovely? She's done a rolled rose and this sort of open weave fabric. Very pretty colours as well. Pale pink and darker pinks in it. And she's done these lovely stick pins. My apologies if you hear my dog barking in the background. He always wants to have attention. Because he's with us most of the time, he thinks that he should be with us all the time. Aren't they beautiful? Donna, thank you so much. They're just lovely. That's gorgeous. Well, I'll just have time to fit this one in. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say goodbye now because it's just about to shut down. Okay, see you later for part 3. Thank you. Bye.